it says variables and parameters are local. This is exactly what we're talking about. When you create a variable inside a function, it is local, which means it only exists inside the function. Right? So this is how we would this is why we would reference think Python, right? So I think the publication year is 2015, is that it? Okay, so let's go to the document. Let me show you how you do that. Go to the example one in the document that we're talking about. No, we're done with the book. We're done. Don't move the page. Keep the page right here. So scroll down a bit. And let's go to where we have our explanation of example 3. It's on a new page, remember? Mm-hmm. Alright, so let's start typing our thing. So the program gives us, you could say something like the program, just start typing below where you have that green cursor line there at the end of the page. Look at the end of the page. Yeah, that's where we're typing. So you're going to say something like, the program gives us a name error because it cannot use a local function variable. Of course, anybody else listening to me, you're going to use your own words to explain this, okay? You're going to change it up a bit. Alright, but that's the general idea. Alright, so what you're going to do now, you're going to put open bracket. Yeah. Just type open bracket. And then you're going to put Downey, D-O, capital D, D-O-W-N-E-Y. You can check the spelling of his name. I'm just showing you how you do the citation. Downey, it's N-E-Y, not L-E. Yeah, paraphrasing, we can use that. If it's a direct quote, then we'd put quotations around, okay? So let me give an example of a direct quote. Let's go to the book. And it's fine for you to use a direct quote as long as you put the quotation mark, so you don't always have to paraphrase. So you can copy that top part there that says when you create a variable inside a function, copy that. Stop. Yeah, perfect. Copy that part. And paste it in your Google Docs. Put a quotation mark at the start. Put a quotation mark at the end. Can you delete that extra? Nice, perfect. You got it. Put one at the end. No, you cannot put it after the full stop, yeah. And then you put Downey in brackets, comma 2015, and you put the page number. When you're using a direct quote, you really need to use the page number. You can't just have the year. Yeah, if it's citation, you don't have to put the page number, but when you use a direct quote, you need the page number. You might have a very angry student that will mark you down because you didn't use the page number. Some students are very angry, they're mean. So you can put, yeah. 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 I know, I know. And so that's why we want to be sure that we get the full marks so that they don't grade us harshly. So I sent earlier a guide of how to do citation. Did anybody here see that in the group earlier? So let me show you how. Let me copy a part of it. It's in the WhatsApp group. You can go back and check it. But let me paste that in the chat area so you can see the style of how you do it. Here's an example of how you do it. You can look in the chat area. Okay. So you put a comma and then you put p dot and then a numbered page. So let's find the page number on the Think Python. So let's go to the book and find the page number. Okay, what's the page number? Page 24. Okay, so page 24. So let's go back to our document on Google Docs and put a comma, then p.24. All right. Okay, so just do one more check. Just make sure it's page 24. Just do one more check, just to be really sure it's page 24. All right. Let's scroll down and see if it changes to page 25, or something. Yeah. Yeah. That's 25. Okay. Type 24. We just want to be perfectly safe. Okay. All right, good. Okay. All right, double check everything. So everybody that's listening to me, what you can do a direct quote or you can do a paraphrase. So we don't want to use both of them, okay? We're gonna use one of them. Which one do you want to use? Do you want to use a direct quote or do you want to use the paraphrase? Okay, so you can delete the other one. Okay. I'm just showing everybody else. Yeah. No, with paraphrase, you don't have to mention the page number. I've actually done my assignments like this, and it was accepted. It was accepted. I got very good marks. I got like, at sometimes I got 10 or 9. Because some students are mean. They don't like to give 10. Whatever. Okay, so that's how you would do that. Okay, let's go back to the question and see what else we have to do. So let's go back to the question. Yeah. So let's see. Did we explain the results? Yeah, we did. So number 4, let's copy that question out. Example 4, let's copy that question. Wait. Which, outside the function. Oh, a function that takes an argument. Okay, it's not the same thing. It's a different thing. It looks similar to number 3. Okay, so let's go copy question 4 and paste it in the document. Okay, hi Abby. I guess you had maybe an internet issue. I think you were on the call before. Yeah. Anyway, glad to have you back, Abby. I'm not sure how much you might have missed, but hopefully you'll pick up from where we left off. Alright, so this one asks us to create a new function. Oh boy, we're going to be creating another function yet again. So let's go back to our Python compiler on Replit. Okay, by the way, you can clear the screen by going over into the black area, and in the top right corner there's a little garbage can icon that will clear the screen. So over on the console, yeah, go over to the right, yeah, click that little garbage can and it says clear. Perfect. All right, so now we need to create a function. And what kind of function are we creating, Renata, do you remember? Right, so Renata is going to create a function that takes an argument, and I know that she knows what that looks like. Take it away. Yep. Yep, your English is definitely very good. Definitely very good. Yeah. Brand new function, and it takes an argument. So it's not going to be the same as the one that we had on line 20. But the one on line 20 did not take any arguments in the function. I know. You are learning. Just keep it simple. Don't make it too complicated. Let me give an example, right? You see the one that you did before when you created multiply by 7? Multiply that function that you defined on line number 5 takes an argument. So that your function that you're making now can look like that, exactly like that, except that the name has to be different. So that's a hint I'm giving you right there. Okay? That's a quick tip right there. It will look exactly like the one you did on line 5, just that it has to be a brand new name, so it's not a copy of what you have on line number 5. Okay, you do have some creative function names, I can tell you. Yeah. All right. You want to think about, okay. So Renata, let me ask you this. You want to think about the function that you're doing. Can you move the mouse away because it's giving me some pop-ups on the screen? Yeah. Um, so if you're taking an argument that says none, my thinking is that you probably want to maybe do some form of calculation on it or something. Is that would that be safe? Okay. So let's look back on the question real quick. Let's remind ourselves of the question. So go back to the question. Okay. So we're going to create a unique function and we're going to try to use our parameter name. So this time we're not going to use the local variable, but we're trying to use the parameter name outside of the function, okay? All right, great. So let's go back to the okay. So no, you can use it. So let's say for example, you may want to print a message beside the variable that you use that the parameter, sorry, that you're using in num. Okay? Um, you may want to print a message that says your number is and print the number, right? That it takes as an argument. So you could do that, for example, okay? So you could say print open bracket your number is, remember the quotation marks for text? Yeah, so start with the quotation marks. All right, and remember when you want to use any variable name that we use the plus sign outside of the quotations. Hey, you don't have any spaces there, Renata. Everything is squashed together. Your number is. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. So at the end of the quotation mark, you're gonna add the variable with a plus sign because you can't print it inside the right. That's it. So you're gonna use a plus sign, right? If you want to put the variable beside it, okay. And none. All right, great. So we have a function that uses a parameter. So let's close the function now. You remember how to close the function? All right, and try to use the function to make sure the function works before we go any further. This part is not necessarily what the university is asking you to do, but you want to make sure that your code is correct. So try to call your function to see that it works. It's always good to test your code before you send it as an assignment, even if you think it's typed correctly. So I want you to call that function that you just created. Uh, I think your function is finished. You don't need to do anything else. No, you don't need to. You don't need to do anything else. You have enough. I mean, what you were trying to add to it is not incorrect. Okay, there is nothing wrong with what you were trying to do just now. It's just that we don't need that extra code. It's fine. We have enough. Yeah, yeah, we have enough. So your function is finished. Now I want you to try to call the function to make sure that the function works. So I think you remember how to call a function. So you first close the function. If you end the typing of the function in the unique way that Python does it by clearing out all the spaces and going back to the left margin, and then you call the function using the function name with whatever parameter that it might take. Okay, I can see you're using the example to help you. That's smart. Okay, so you couldn't call the function there because it's indented along the function indent, so it will be treated as a part of the function body. This is probably going to be one of the most annoying things about Python and a bit tricky to get. As long as you are indented within the same line of the function body, immediately after it, even if there are blank spaces, it's still a part of the function body because a compiler ignores blank spaces. But the indents make a difference. So you have to go to the left margin to start using any other code. Otherwise, it's saying that this is what you're typing here is a part of the function called adding 10. So you have to go all the way to the left margin, all the way where the number, right beside the number 33, if that's where you want to start. All the way to the left, right? Just press enter key, press enter key. Yeah, that's fine. So you can type now, and it's fine because it's not in line with the print. The print is indented 4 spaces to the right, so that makes it a part of the function block adding 10 to it. But your function adding 10 to it will no longer be seen after you go to the margin. Perfect. So you can start there. That's fine. And you need to give it an argument because you did create a parameter called num in your definition, so you can't leave it empty. So you need to put a number there. Alright, let's see if your program runs. Let's see, print name, trying to use a local variable. Oh, it's still trying to use the local variable from the... So let's comment out that code because we're practicing another code. Let's comment out line 26 because line 26 was just for the purpose of the other question. So put a hashtag in front of line 26. I know we have a comment there earlier. What we want print name to be made invisible. Okay, just for now. And now we can run again. Yeah. So it wasn't the function that was that. Okay, we still have a problem here. Let's see. Line 31. Your number is num. Can only concatenate string, not int to string. Oh, right. So you can't add a number to a string. So because num is actually a num there, we'd have to use a type. Okay, let me show you how you could get the number to print. Go right beside the word num. Go right beside the word num. Let me show you how you can do this. Click beside the n in num, right in front of the n in num. Yeah. We're going to use a special function to change it. Okay. And this is called casting. I don't know if it's I think this was covered in chapter 1, but there's so much in that book you probably don't remember. So type str and open bracket. Alright, now go to the end of num and put an additional closing bracket because this is actually a special function that you're wrapping num with, okay? There's one bracket for the print function and one bracket for the num, right? So put another close bracket, perfect. So what that does is that it changes it to a string before it adds it, okay? So let's go ahead and run the program. And that's why I tell everybody, you have to practice programming every day or it's gonna bite you in the ass. Yeah. Okay, so now you see it works because it's treating 10 as text, okay? Okay, now that your program works, and by the way, everybody listening to me, the only reason why we had to use a string type conversion is because she was trying to add a number to her function, to her print statement. If you're doing something else, like multiplying numbers, you don't need to use str, okay? We're only using str because Renata was trying to print a number added to a text, okay? Just want to make that clear. Alright, let's go back to the question because I know when I talk everybody forgets the question. Let's go back to the question. Okay, it says we're going to try to use the parameter outside the function. Okay, let's go back to the program screen. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the function call. So let's delete line 33. No, careful. We're not done yet. We're still coding. Yeah, we can delete line 33. We just wanted to make sure that the function works. Now let's try to use the local parameter. Press enter one more time. Let's get some more space in our program, right? We're going to try to use a parameter which is num. Let's try to use that in the program. So let's try to say, let's see, what can we say with this? Let's see. What can we do with this? I'm thinking of an idea. Let's try to print num. Let's try to print num. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to print. And we're using num because num is our parameter name. Let's try to run the program after you type that. Num. We're typing num, the parameter that we're using in the function. let's try to run it now. Alright, so it says num is not defined, so we also get a name error, okay? No, num is perfect when we had our function being called, remember? So let's call the function again. You remember, let's type the function call. Let's comment out line number 34, because we're going to need to use that for our code, okay? When we're using the example on the discussion forum answer. Just comment it out. Don't delete it. Just comment it out. Put a hashtag in front of line 34. And let's call the function one more after that. On line 35, let's call the function one more time. Go to that. Let's call the function just to show that the function is fine. The function doesn't have an error. I just want to emphasize this by just doing it one more time. Yeah, so remember you have to call it with a value. You have to call it with an argument, which is an integer, because you use num. All right, let's run the program. Let's run the program. All right, so our function works, okay? So we can use num in the function because that's how the function works. The function has a parameter called num, so there's nothing incorrect about that, okay? That's perfectly fine. And we can also use it in a print statement in the body of our function when we said print, your number is num. That's perfectly fine to do that. That's okay. So the only problem is that we can't use a parameter inside of a function outside of the function, which is what we try to do when we had line 34, okay? So we're going to uncomment line 34 because we need to get back that error, that lovely error, to paste in our document. So yeah. Alright, so we're going to remove line 35 because we don't need that. We were just doing that for testing. Okay, so remove line 35. Alright, so you're going to run the program so that you get the error on your screen because we need the error message. And you're going to copy that error message and go to your Google Docs. Alright, so the same way that we did the example number 3, we're going to have the code that we use, so we need to put the code. So we need to go ahead and copy the code and put it inside of the, yeah, perfect. Man, I forgot how long this discussion was. It's not as quick as I remembered. I think maybe the forum topic is shorter. I think the forum topic is shorter, yeah. Okay, so let's see now. Then you need to explain it, right? You need to put some headings and stuff like that to show that this is the code I used. Yeah, just like we did with example. What you could do, you could probably bold the question so that it stands out. You could probably highlight example 4 question and just bold it. Yeah, you could bold that. You could, yeah, example, yeah, you could probably highlight and bold it so that it stands out from the rest of the document. Now everything, including example 4. Yeah. Great. And then you can just look at what you did with the number 3. You had a heading that you underlined, remember? You can scroll up and check it. You can scroll up, see? So you had a heading that said error message and the code I used, right? Okay, so everybody listening on the call, Javon, Abby, Jonathan, I hope you're also working on your discussion assignment while we're doing this. Are you doing this, everybody? Is everybody typing their work? I hope so. I'm not just watching. Are you typing, Abby? Are you typing, Javon? Are you typing, Jonathan? Are you doing your own work as well? On your own Google Docs? Maybe they went to sleep. Maybe they went to sleep. Nobody's talking or typing. You're just watching. Okay. Oh. Okay. No. Okay. No problem. No problem. Yeah. I mean, I will still have it. I mean, it's not due until next week, Wednesday, and you will have the recording that you can watch afterwards. So it's no problem. Yeah. Okay, you can try to go back to the document, think Python. Was it the same type of error that we got when we tried to use the local variable? Does the error message look the same? Does the error message look the same? Yeah, check. Is it the same error? Yeah, okay, right. So since you explained it already in example 3, you can say the program gave the same error as example 3 because we cannot use and you changed it to parameter because this time it's not local variable. So it's almost identical. Yeah, right. So because we cannot um, use a parameter name outside the function because this time it's parameter that we're talking about, okay? And not local variable. So our answer is going to be slightly different because of that. And then you can, and since it's obviously a paraphrase you're doing, what you can do is you can use the paraphrase citation. If it was a direct quote, then you would use the direct quote, but it seems that we were working with a paraphrase here, so that's fine. So open the bracket. No, yeah, I know you're gonna change it, yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what we can do now is we can go to the next question now if you're done with this. Okay, yeah. Extend. So now we're at number 5. Yeah.